What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Whiskey Jedi here on the channel. A second episode this week. Thank you to everyone who's hanging out with me for the last number of weeks as I've been doing my Mandalorian rewatch here on the channel. And thank you again for joining me today for a little bit of a different episode, something I've never done before on this channel or any channel. I'm going to be doing an unboxing / show and tell of a figure that I finally was able to get in my possession. It's funny, it's actually been in my possession for a number of weeks now, and I get a lot of crap by one of my guests for not actually opening it until now. But I'm super excited to do so. I have the Mandalorian Sideshow Collectible hot toy that I'm going to be unboxing with me. But as I mentioned on Tuesday's episode, I'm not going to be doing it alone. I have two good buddies of mine, two friends who are going to be joining me to do some unboxings as well. Hang out, talk Star Wars as we kind of just reveal these figures. One of them has a lightsaber, and the other one actually has a hot toy to unbox as well. So it's kind of a cool little collection of stuff that we're going to be showing off today. So let's go ahead and bring them in. I got Mr. Brian Avalosino and Mr. Jacob Bartley, two of my fellow podcast buddies who are with me all over the place on the YouTubes, mainly on Apocalypse Movies. Where we are twice a week on that channel doing Apocalypse Now. How's everyone doing? How are you guys doing?
Pretty good. Halfway through the week.
We are. Yeah. By the time when we're recording this, it is Monday or Wednesday, Hump Day. Finally,
I know it feels weird because usually I do shows on Monday and Tuesday, and then I do shows like later in the week, but never on Wednesdays. So interesting.
There's always a first.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's worth it.
Oh yeah. I mean. Like Jake, by the way, I'll say what I'm unboxing this Princess Leia hot toy Sideshow Collectible here, and it is from the Return of the Jedi one. And I've been sitting on this for over a month, haven't opened it, and I got.
Why are you laughing? You've been sitting on yours for almost 3 weeks.
The perfect opportunity to do it on the Whiskey Jedi, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it's super cool, and just so all of our viewers know, they won't be drinking with me today. I know that this channel is very much whiskey and Star Wars. Jacob has work a little bit later on.
Yes, I would. I'll tell you right now, if I didn't have work tonight, I'd be drinking right there with you, Jake.
No worries. And Brian's not like a whiskey drinker, and I'm not going to force him to drink any kind of whiskey. So
I don't have any. So
that's true. But yeah, it'll be a little bit of a change for the episode. I'm not going to be like straight reviewing a whiskey for the episode. We're just going to be hanging out and talking Star Wars. I do have. I just cracked open a glass of Maker's Mark to something I reviewed on the channels before on an episode before a couple weeks ago or a number of weeks ago now. And so I wanted to take the time to kind of focus on the figures and the toys and stuff like that. So any anticipation for what we're going to do today as far as revealing and talking about this kind of stuff?
Well, I'm a salty Sally because I should be unboxing my brand new Jedi or Temple Guard lightsaber, but they pushed it back till tomorrow.
Maybe you can share. Brian, I know you have a ton of Star Wars collectibles in your.
I'm going to show off my
home, but you should share whatever your favorite collectible is, Star Wars collectible is, or something.
Yeah, you got a bunch of them back there. You can definitely show them off. All right, so yeah, the way this is going to work, we're going to start unboxing here in a little bit, and I'm just going to start asking questions. We're going to talk Star Wars random stuff. I'll have someone else bring something up, and we'll just kind of get in discussion about it. This could run 20 minutes. This could run 45 minutes. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Well, I will say I'm excited every time I open one of these, right? Because I look at them when I buy them, right? I look at all the pictures when I buy them, but it's so long afterwards that I get it. I forget about all the accessories that they come with. So I'm excited to see all the little tiny accessories that they come with. That's what I'm excited about.
And I will say this, usually I do my shows live. This one is specifically live because I've never done this before, and I have a feeling that I might have to make some cuts. So
yeah. Trying to just pop open a certain part of the box. And
I don't want to break something and it be on camera and be like, shit, I gotta end the stream.
Yeah, Jacob has a tendency to rip his hot toy.
So my very first hot toy, I broke something, and I don't want to talk about it.
All right, gentlemen. Well, let's just get to it. Jacob, if you want to start officially unboxing, and I'll do the same. Brian, you can start showing off or talking a little bit about what you got while we're doing this.
So mine is my first legacy lightsaber that I got. Well, I should have gotten it in Disneyland, but because of stupid COVID, I didn't get to go to Celebration and buy it in person. So they luckily start selling them online. It is the Asajj Ventress Legacy lightsaber. Comes in a dope little, pretty solid box. And when you open it,
So badass, by the way.
you see the
Man, that's
lightsaber.
amazing.
Ooh. All right, you guys can show your stuff. Unless you want me to keep going.
No, I mean, yeah, we could talk about it throughout the stream. I do want to talk about that. But I opened the box, and then this is obviously covering it. It's like a nice little cover. And if you guys, I didn't get the Beskar armor for him. I did the original when we first saw him in the first episode.
Yeah, that's.
I was always a fan more of his kind of beaten up to battered armor, and so I did
And
the
you
original.
probably couldn't wait.
Well, you never knew if they were going to do one, but I also I really like the look of this. Just feels very Mandalorian to me, which is why I went with it. Plus, it goes perfect with the one that's coming here in the near future.
Oh, there's another one coming?
You know which one's coming in the near future.
2 Mandalorian ones? Oh, never mind.
No, not 2 Mandalorian ones.
I was gonna say, like, look, of course you would want 2 Mandalorian ones, but are you crazy enough to get 2 of the same character? Just
No
different?
way. No
Yeah,
way.
Only
There's
one
a certain-
character I would do.
There's
that
a certain
for.
someone that pairs perfect with this figure.
Who, Jacob? Harley Quinn?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
I would get it. Like, if they come out with the Suicide Squad version of Harley Quinn, I might have to
Of
get
course
one.
they're going to. They're going to come out with the
Yeah.
entire squad.
Because I didn't like the look of the Suicide Squad one, the original Suicide Squad movie. I didn't like the look of the hot toy. Yeah, I didn't like the way her face looked, so I never bought it. But I bought the Birds of Prey one. I'll have it next year sometime.
Of course you did.
Real quick, I'll say I just love these boxes. I never throw these away because, first of all, when you want to package them and move them, you want to put them back in the box. But they're just so great looking. Like, they're so nice.
I just pulled the hands off. I didn't actually pull them off, so don't worry.
Unlike Jacob.
But yeah, it's got the hands and it's got the tracking fobs as well.
I'll tell you what, this is new. Like, having this in the front is new.
Oh, so the cardboard cover you never had before?
My previous ones, no, I didn't have those, and I love this because I can display this, which is super cool.
Nerds.
Nerd, really? You could stand up and you could see the Avengers Assemble pop figures that you're doing. We can call you a nerd too.
Fair. I just ordered another one.
Of course you did, dude. Look at
Black
that
Widow. Oh, dang. That thing's actually pretty large.
Damn,
Pulse rifle, man. That thing's badass.
that is so cool.
All right, Brian. Let me ask you while we're doing this. What is your earliest memory of Star Wars? Like, what is the first thing that comes to mind when we think about Star Wars?
So my earliest memory of Star Wars is, and I don't know why, but my family, when my parents were together, so this had to be at least in like elementary school. We used to go to our cabin every year in Blue Lake Springs, and ooh, I like that.
Damn, what? I didn't know it came with that.
And I remember going to the cabin, and inside the cabin, oh, her helmet, that's cool too.
Dude, it's so accurate. It feels so like sturdy too. Like
I'm being so careful now that I learned that Jacob pulled the limb off of one of his toys.
Well, what I did was my first hot toy was actually Star Wars one. It was the Rey training Rey from The Last Jedi, and one of her arms was attached to a lightsaber, and it had wires through it, and it was supposed to light up. And I thought it came off, and I ripped the lightsaber, the wires in it. So now I can't light up her lightsaber.
I don't know why you didn't return it and say it wasn't it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm the worst. I'm the laziest person when it comes to returning stuff, unless I absolutely have to.
All right, Brian. So I do want to get back to your story, but real quick, I did just unbox him.
Wow.
That is so cool.
It's actually bigger than I expected.
I
I'll
can
be
just
honest.
tell the way it looks. That's awesome.
She said.
Well, that's a good thing that she said that.
Yeah.
This is a non-kid friendly show. So
Yeah. Well.
Okay, Brian, get back to your story. Sorry, go ahead.
No. So we went to the cabin, and there just happened to be the original box set of the original trilogy Star Wars there, and that's literally all I did the whole entire weekend. While we're in this nice cabin, no, I was like, I'm watching these.
And that was your first time watching them?
I want to say it was, because
it's hard to remember that.
It's
huh?
very hard to remember.
Ago.
But that memory has been with me for so long. I had to have only been like no more than like anywhere between 8. I'll even say 7 to 10. I feel like 10's even kind of high.
So I mean, it's over like 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And this was the original Star Wars trilogy, right?
Original, yeah.
Little blaster here, pretty long.
What is your favorite Star Wars movie, and has it changed since you were a kid?
Yes, and it
Wait,
was,
yes is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Yep. Yes, Return of the Yes. My favorite growing up was always Empire Strikes Back, but until recently, I've grown a fond appreciation for A New Hope a lot more. So, A New Hope is currently my favorite. So different. They have changed. I was always a sucker for Hoth. Like,
I've heard that from you multiple times.
Yeah, that whole movie could have taken place on Hoth, and I would have been satisfied. Like that, I would be totally fine.
It's so interesting because that's only like a 10-15 minute scene, which is why it's so interesting.
Yeah. So, yeah, that because not a lot of movies do you immediately start off with a war. Like,
oh no, yeah, totally.
Like, I mean, other than a war movie, like you don't expect to literally just be thrown into this battle right at the beginning. And I mean, Star Wars does do that a lot now, but back then that was not the case.
All right. Someone wants to say hi. Princess Leia.
Wow, look how realistic that was.
Wow, her face
Crazy.
is good. Wild.
So I'll say I have a few of these, and sometimes they're like, I don't know how to explain it. They're like bulky, and they're like, they don't move as well. This one moves so fluidly. And I will say, as Sideshow and Hot Toys, they get better at these as they go on. Like, they figure out what the problems are and they fix them. And this one just is so like easy to move her, bend her limbs and things like that. So I'm really excited about this. And I'm excited to just, put this little thing on her too.
Her cape?
Yeah, the little cape thing.
Jacob, what about you? What's your earliest memory of Star Wars?
So my earliest memory of Star Wars is I definitely, and I'm assuming Brian, so that did you watched the original trilogy then while the prequels were out, or while the prequels were
coming
out?
Before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because
well, it came out in 99.
99. So then I had to have been under 10.
Yeah.
When I first saw these, because I know the prequels hadn't been out yet.
Yeah. So my dad was big on Star Wars as a kid. I mean, he was a kid in the 70s, so was perfect timing for him. And so he had all his old school Star Wars toys, but they were all out of the box, like beaten up, things like that. So I remember his mom giving me and my brothers those toys. And then I also remember as a kid, 2 memories stand out for me, and they're mostly from Return of the Jedi. And I just, you have memories from when you were a kid and you could just remember a visual, but you don't remember anything else, what was going on around you. 2 visuals I remember. I remember a C-3PO going up to Jabba's palace to just like, what do? They don't knock on the door.
The beginning of the movie?
Yeah, the very beginning of the movie. And I always I don't know. I was always thinking like, I don't want to be in there in that open desert with the sun blaring and there's nothing else around. And then the end of the movie when Luke takes Vader's helmet off and Vader's talking to him, and that conversation. So those are the two things I always remember: is the beginning of Return of the Jedi and the ending of Return of the Jedi, and the battle going on at the end of Return of the Jedi. And I definitely watched those before the prequels came out as well.
And what is your favorite, and has it changed since you were younger?
So my current favorite, and this changed around 2015 when I started rewatching all the Star Wars movies like over and over again because Force Awakens was coming out. I decided then that my favorite Star Wars movie is A New Hope. And me and Brian, A New Hope brothers there. And I just, there's so many, I've talked about it a million times on all our shows, why. I just like the simplicity of it compared to some of the other films. But when I was growing up, prior to that, my favorite one was The Phantom Menace, to be honest, because I loved young Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, and I loved Darth Maul. And and the Duel of the Fates. And so as a kid growing up, it was definitely The Phantom Menace. But once I started, to grow up, mature a little bit more, I started to really like A New Hope for sure. And Empire's a close second, but it's definitely A New Hope.
That's fair. All right, Brian, back to the hilt. What is it about the Asajj Ventress hilt that one, you wanted to get it so bad, and two, that you love it so much?
She's one of my favorite characters. When we did our rankings, she was number 2 on my all-time.
And when he says that, that's out of all Star Wars characters.
All Star Wars characters. Yeah. Number 1 being Thrawn.
2 non-movie characters.
Yeah. And yeah, so the fact that they had her lightsaber, I had to get it. Plus, it's very different from most lightsabers outside of Count Dooku in the fact that we've only seen your typical straight lightsaber, whereas this one is a curved tilt like this. Almost looks like a blaster.
That is so awesome.
My friend even actually FaceTimed his brother, and the brother thought I had a gun on the table. But no, it's literally. I'm not.
How solid is that? Like how heavy is it?
It's like 4 pounds.
Nice. It feels pretty sturdy.
Oh yeah, for sure. So yeah, and obviously, at some point, maybe when I'm done collecting all of them, I will buy the second one so I can have both her lightsabers since she uses 2. And the cool part about it is underneath the little box display, it comes with the assembly pieces that when you do buy eventually the second one, you are able to.
So her second one is different, right?
No, it's the exact same thing. It looks it's exactly like this, which is, you can see.
But is it for a different hand, or does it just literally the exact same thing?
She uses 2 lightsabers, but she is able to, with this piece, connect them. So if she wanted to make like a giant S blade, which you see in the
Clone Wars.
I just realized I've been trying to get it on, but I actually have to take the other piece off. So it just connects literally like this. And then you have one ginormous lightsaber. But yeah. Love her. Did I answer all the questions?
No, that's fine.
Why did I want her hilt? Because she's my favorite character. And I was it's funny because I was obsessed growing up when Count Dooku first came around because he had a curved lightsaber. Because I was like, holy crap! Like, no, that's nothing like any of the other lightsabers. And if you know me, I always tend to like the bad guys more than the good guys. And then he has this apprentice that has a curved lightsaber, even though their story drastically changes through Clone Wars. But yeah, love her character. So naturally went towards that one.
So this is what I was talking about with the accessories. She comes with a little watch.
She has an Apple Watch?
It kind of looks like one, to be honest. It's a square face, but I don't remember her wearing a watch in the... It must be some type of communicate.
Yeah, it's probably
something.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she is wearing one in the movie if they gave me one. That's pretty cool.
I feel like they have some kind of communicators.
Isn't she talking to someone like this at some point?
I'm sure, because there's no way they just throw a random thing in there that's not in the movie.
Well, maybe she wanted an Apple Watch.
It really looks like one because it's square and everything. That's so funny.
Don't hate on her game.
I don't think you can ever hate on.
No.
Leia. Oh,
I guess I'll pull the blade out too.
that's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna see if you wanted to put it on display.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if it even had a blade.
Yeah, no, I bought the blade with it. I only bought one because I'm not gonna need more than one at this point. And eventually, when I go to Disneyland and get the make my own, I'll have another blade. So there's no need. But yeah, just put it in. Makes a clicking noise. And then, of course, now you can't even see it on screen. But yeah, lights up.
Man.
And has a very unique sound. I don't know if you can hear it.
Oh yeah, it's coming through.
But yeah. So this can't really see the red. I wonder if I can do this. A little better.
You can see it, yeah.
But yeah. I like her. Her sounds so different than
that is awesome, dude.
Kind of sounds like a car.
I really need to get one. I need to get the Obi-Wan one.
Available.
It might be, I think it's too late.
Yeah, probably.
I'm pretty sure they
that's fine.
Deuced out on those.
Whenever that's decided for me, then I'm okay with that.
I wish I had my Temple Guard. One that came today. That one's gonna be so clean. Gold, white, yellow blade.
Jacob, do I just pop the hands off?
Yeah, you're good, but just do it gently. But yes, you do.
Like they don't like twist. I can just like pop them off.
Yeah, just pop them off.
I don't think I would ever get. Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't think I'm gonna get a hot toy unless if they come out with a Thrawn one, then it's probably game over.
They will
at some point. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised they haven't made the Rebels yet. But then again, they just made Ahsoka, so which I'm sure someone already has bought.
Are you implying something?
Yeah, definitely. I'm just curious what Gabby got out of you buying a Mandalorian.
She got nothing.
Oh, good for her. Even though it's not his best car, it's still pretty shiny.
Yeah, I know, the helmet.
I think his helmet is best car already.
Yes. I think the helmet is essentially given to them in its best car.
I think, yeah, that I would assume that the helmet was Beskar, and then the rest is on his own to get.
Okay, so let's shift gears a little bit to what's happening currently in Star Wars. And I wanted to ask, and Jacob, I'll start with you first. What's the one thing happening in Star Wars right now that you're most excited to see?
There's only one thing.
Okay, then let me rephrase it.
No, I mean, I think that's a fair question. I had an answer.
Okay, go ahead.
The Obi-Wan Kenobi series. I mean, it's happening. It's there. I mean, COVID-19 delayed everything, but I don't know the most recent status on it. I don't think they started shooting.
March.
They start, the spring.
Yeah, they did announce they're going to start shooting early next year. So, look, I love The Mandalorian. Obviously, I mean, it premieres this week. So obviously I'm excited about that. But look, there's a lot of stuff that, potential future plans that they're working on. We don't know a lot about the future plans. We know there's a few series coming. There's potentially they're working on some storytelling aspects of the whole universe. But as far as what we know is coming and anything going on, it's obvious. Obi-Wan's my favorite character. It's Ewan McGregor returning.
How many Obi-Wan hot toys do you have?
I don't have one yet. Yeah, do not have one yet. I need to get one. The director from the Mandalorian episodes, Deborah Chow, she is directing the whole series. So I honestly, like, whenever I remember that's coming, it seems too good to be true, to be honest. So that is what I'm most excited about.
I'll flip it to you, Brian. What about you?
Can it be something that hasn't been announced, but is eventually going to come?
I was going to get to that next, so no.
Okay.
Look, so I can make it look like
no, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and I have a platform. Do you have a platform and a stand?
I do have a platform. Mine's actually all put together.
Like one of these.
I kind of jammed through mine. Yeah.
I mean, probably Mandalorian. I mean,
it's fair.
I don't like to look too far ahead because I don't want to get disappointed with Star Wars because that tends to happen. So yeah, I'll just stick with Mandalorian and what season 2 shall bring because I think it's going to be really freaking good, especially since they have a lot more money to play around with this time. So,
well, I mean, they had a lot of money the first time too.
They did, but now it's like do whatever you want. So.
Okay, well, let's get to what Brian had alluded to, and which was my next question. And you can kind of, if this isn't exactly what you were thinking of, then you can kind of spitball here. But is there something that has yet to happen that you really, really want to see in Star Wars, whether it be comics, video games, movies, television, a storyline that's been started that you want to see finished? Maybe it's something behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. Like, is there something that you want to see done with the Star Wars franchise? Jacob, I'll start with you.
How dare
you? Man, there's a ton of stuff that, potential. Like I can make a top 10 list of things I want to see, but I would love to write an article like that. But if I had to choose one, look, I love every aspect of the Star Wars universe. I love the clone troopers. I love the Mandalorians. I love the Rebel Alliance, starship battles. But my number one thing that I love about Star Wars is Jedis, Sith, and the Force. That is I know there's some people who prefer the more gritty war stuff and things like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's all great. But I love the mythology and the fantastical elements. And it's so unique in its own thing. Like sorcery is a broad term used in all of fantasy. But like the Jedi and the Force and the Sith are its own thing. Like no other story can use this. And it's so Star Wars to me. One of the biggest elements. So I feel like they are purposefully to this point have tried to avoid diving deep into having like a lot of Force users around. And I know I don't want to say they shied away from the Force because The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, and
The Rise of
Skywalker are the Force is heavily present, obviously, but it's only involving 2 or 3 characters. So I want an era. I don't care when it is, where it is, future, past. I want an era where there's just a ton of Force users running around. There's a galaxy, and this is why I love the prequels so much and the Clone Wars, because you go to this planet. Oh, you see a couple Jedi there. They're doing their thing. They're on a mission. Whatever. I want to see that world again, and you're not restricted to just be telling one story at one time in the galaxy in Star Wars. Whether it's TV series or movies, you can have the Mandalorian era. You can have, the High Republic era, whatever they're going to do with that. And you can have something far in the future, like where it's even like 500 years after the Rise of Skywalker. And it's like, there's this legend Rey who we just like one or two lines. They just say Legend Rey who rebuilt the Jedi Order. And there's like a statue of her at this academy. And you never learn anything else about it. Like, and they're just a bunch of Force users running around. And we're back to like prequel era when it comes to like a council, the Jedi Council's back, all that stuff. That's what I want to see. And I don't see any reason why they can't do that. So that's my dream in Star Wars.
I mean, I like it. I like it a lot. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Brian, what about you?
I need the Rebels continuation. That's what I need more than anything. That TV show is better than some of the movies. Like it is insane how good that TV show is. I mean, like I said earlier, Thrawn is my favorite character, so I need to know what's going on with him. My only fear is I don't want him to come back only to die. But that story is just too good to leave open-ended. And obviously they're gonna finish it at some time. But yeah, I just can't wait for that day. Part of me is torn because a part of me doesn't want it in live action. Like I would love to see it continue exactly how it did with the TV show. Just because the characters are just so well done in Rebels. Like they're some of the best characters in Star Wars. Like, I mean, people love Hera, who never existed really before Rebels. Thrawn existed before, but look at it gave us the Inquisitors. It gave us Kanan, Ezra, these characters that people freaking love, and they're animated. And I mean, you could say the same with Clone Wars, but Clone Wars brought us lesser. Like it did bring us Ahsoka. What?
He's so psyched right now.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, all right, because I couldn't fit the helmet on her head because her hair, and I was like getting mad inside. I was like, what the hell? They give me a helmet that you can't even put on her head. And I was like, wait a minute, her hair must pop off. And you can put the helmet on. And it looks so cool with the helmet. But
you're dangerous. You're risky with popping the
I know. I didn't want to. That's why, Brian. I didn't want to break anything. So, but it looks. You should. Jake saw my facial expression when I put the helmet on. That's what he's laughing at.
I have to go back and look. But yeah, no, just the Rebel story. It's just an amazing story, and I can't wait for that to continue. And to be honest, I'm probably more 70-30 keep it animated. So yeah, because I just don't want something so good to drastically change by actors doing it. Because actors, it's open to interpretation how you play that character. Like obviously you're going to go back and see how they act and go off of that. But at the same time, you still get to kind of create the character as your own. And that terrifies me. Whereas animated, you're just keeping going what you had before, which was perfect. So yeah, that story is, my body cannot wait for the day that's
your body.
Yeah. Just when I heard when I heard Bad Batch, I was waiting for them to announce Rebels, and I was like, and then once I heard it was Bad Batch, I was like, what? I was like, no, give me what we want.
That is a great choice, to be honest. Like, I would, like, I'm getting my Obi-Wan series, so that would be my number one thing. But then I want like full Jedi Council stuff again. But that might be my third choice, is Brian's choice, because that I want to see Ezra, Ahsoka, Sabine, and Thrawn again. I want to see that.
Yeah. I'm in line with the idea of keeping an animation over live action.
Me too. I think at first I thought differently, but I've come around on that.
It fits the story better. They have much more creative freedom. Dave Filoni can do what he does best with the story as far as where he wanted to take it. And so, yeah, I definitely feel that. So, yeah, two good choices. I like that. Two very different choices too.
Of course.
Oh yeah, and mine is in live action movies. If I got a choice for mine, yeah.
All right, Jacob. Well, go ahead and show off your Return of the Jedi.
So
it just,
I'm gonna try.
Yeah, it just comes apart.
I'm gonna try to switch camera so you could see it a lot better. So let's see how this works.
He has two cameras.
He's getting all tech savvy on us.
Uh-huh.
And then he froze. Okay. There we go.
So there we go. All right. So check this out. So I liked the look with the hair. Like, it looked fine, but the helmet looks badass. Like, it looks totally badass. And then you have, like, they have these where it like connects to the
Platform.
to the little platform like perfectly. So it's like you have like the foresty indoor moon type stuff. And I love her outfit, and I'll put the little cape thing on later, but it's so camouflaged, it blends in with the forest. And you have her gun, her Apple Watch, her helmet, her little like jumper suit outfit, and she has like they always do this with the female characters, pop figures, but she has like heels on, which I don't know if her boots have heels in the
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did.
Yeah, they probably did. So her boots, which can come off, and they're like leathery too. They're not like plastic stuck on her body. They're like leathery. They're like real boots. Yeah, it looks amazing. And yeah, I just think I love it with for me, I like it better with the helmet on. What do you guys think?
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's more like
You guys can see.
Brian, what are you smiling at? Are you smiling at him?
Yeah, his excitement for this.
I'm so excited. Like it's crazy that like I could have opened this on my own, like just in my room by myself, but it's so fun like sharing it with you guys, to be honest.
Well, we know how much of a Hot Toy fan he is. He's been doing this for a while, right?
He's the original Hot Toy.
Yeah, he's the original. We're very much the rookies in this situation.
I'm not a part of it.
I'm sure at some point you'll get one.
I will put money on it that Brian will have a Hot Toy eventually.
Yeah, I do think Brian will get a Hot Toy as well.
Probably. If, like I said, the second they put out a Thrawn one, I'm ordering it.
That's the thing. Like,
well, I feel like
it depends. Like there could be a situation where Brian will get.
Actually, you know what? I'll say this: I know for a fact that you would get one right now if you knew they had it.
Thrawn?
No, there's another one.
Captain America?
No, well they have those.
I know.
They have a Asajj Ventress.
No, they don't. It's a statue. I already checked.
It's the same thing.
No, I would want like that.
Well, the statues are essentially the same thing.
No, it was a little different. I was like,
the statues are like statues. They just stay how they are, right?
Yeah, but
these are like
most of the time you're gonna put this the way you want it and not ever move it.
That's true. Yeah. But it's cool. You could like switch out accessories because a lot of mine you could change their looks in multiple different ways.
And if I am correct, I didn't really care for the way she looked.
I didn't see this at first, but this is to his pulse rifle, and this is what comes out of the gun when he disintegrates people. I can attach this to
that's
the gun.
dope.
Oh, looks cool. Like Palpatine's.
That's exactly what I was thinking, but I understand why they did it.
So Princess Leia is going to be. Sorry, Power Ranger stuff for now. Princess Leia is going to be right here for a while.
Okay, yeah. See, I'm looking at it. There's too much going on. I need it to be.
The Asajj Ventress one?
Yeah. It's got too
much. I would wait until they possibly put out a Hot Toy.
They will.
If they do.
And I think there's multiple scenarios where Brian ends up getting a Hot Toy. Like Thrawn is one of them.
I will buy
Ventress is one of them.
Yeah, probably those two. If all I want is Thrawn in his white Imperial suit with his hands like behind his back, like
They'll
he
make
usually
one.
does. That's all I need. That's all I need.
They'll
And
make
I will
one.
buy it. That's it.
Like, I feel like, let's say,
Maybe on the Chimera.
down the road they have like they cast somebody as Green Lantern, and then you love the new Green Lantern movie. That's another scenario where you might get one.
Possibly. I've come close to Endgame type stuff, but then I went to
Yeah.
They're cheaper. So
Yeah.
okay, so here's my stand.
That is, dude, the sand looks so real.
Yeah. So there's that.
That is cool.
And then there's the Stormtrooper helmet.
The Stormtrooper thing is gruesome.
That is amazing.
And then I'll put him on.
You just come home one day, Kylo's chewing on him.
No, Kylo's only ever chewed on one thing before, and it was for a purpose.
Hedgehog?
No, he chewed on. I found him chewing on the pop figure of the Force Awakens, Kylo Ren. Him telling me, "Hey, take this out of the box and display it somewhere." So now it's the Kylo Ren that's in my car.
Oh, fair.
His name's Kylo. Chewed on Kylo. It made sense. And then this is the total thing.
That's nice.
So not to spoil anything, but okay. Now I know what you're talking about earlier when you said
the
you
child.
have a character coming that is closely tied to this one. I know what it is. Dude, that looks so sick.
I can't wait for the day.
And it can't. Sorry, Brian, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it also came with the original shoulder pad if I wanted to change it.
Is that your first one?
This is my first one.
That's great.
He has the first Beskar shoulder pad on right now. And I can always change it if I want to.
I like that it came with that.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I can't wait for the day that the Ahsoka one comes and you're just all squealy and
I'm so
giddy, and
that's the one I'm most excited about. And I have a couple coming.
I know. You guys are nuts.
Now I got to figure out where I want to display them. Start
getting rid of things.
I know we're all like deciding on camera like where we're displaying it.
I know. I'm running out of,
this is a show and tell. This is part of the show and tell.
Man,
I'm running out of room.
Like if Jake and I were like super rich, we would just do a podcast where we buy hot toys and unbox them. Like,
pretty much.
I can't afford that though.
Pretty much. Well, I did want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, that was fun.
Super happy to finally have you guys on. I know we've been talking about it for a while. Hulk, you're kind of there in the corner, but I'm sorry. Do you guys have any questions for me before we wrap up?
I have real quick, and I might have a Star Wars question.
So much going on back there.
I have a whiskey suggestion because this is the Whiskey Jedi, and I feel like it's not complete if we don't.
Fair enough.
If we don't talk about whiskey. So let me see here.
Brian, you better find a suggestion for me too.
Meaning a question for you?
A whiskey suggestion.
Oh, that's weird. I don't know why it did that. There we go. So look, Jameson Black Barrel. And here's the thing. I don't like regular Jameson, to be honest.
Okay.
It's fine. Like I'll drink.
I'm not too much of a fan of Jameson either.
But this tastes completely different. And Jake, do you like yours on the rocks? Do you like it cold?
I mean, I have what are called my Beskar cubes, and I have the refrozen cubes.
Well, either way, this Black Barrel is so smooth, and it's not flavored or anything like that. It's just so damn smooth. And I remember my memory of drinking it for the first time was during
that memory.
It was it was during the Super Bowl, the last Super Bowl where my Niners lost, and by the time by the time the game was over,
is that where the lights went out?
No. This was last year during against the Chiefs. But so like by the time the game was over, me and my buddy had like maybe a quarter of the bottle, and after the game, I wanted to finish the bottle. We finished it, and I did not have a hangover at all the next day. I went to work the next day completely fine, no hangover at all. So Jameson Black Barrel, I highly recommend it. And you ever have a reason to bring me on again, maybe we can try it together sometime.
Oh, you'll definitely come on again, and each of you will come on individually, and I'll
So save that for me, and we'll try it. Yeah.
I
Brian?
have. You've probably already tried it, to be completely honest. It's nothing special and most common, or it's pretty common. And that is, where is it? The Tennessee honey.
I've never had the honey.
That's
have
totally a whiskey that Brian would drink. Like
It's good.
It is good, actually. It is.
Yeah, I've never had the Jack Daniels honey.
Okay, well, good. Now I have one. So
all right, well, Brian, when I have you on, I expect you and I to both be drinking that.
that's fine. That one's good. I like that one.
And not a shot, like an actual like glass where we're sipping the entire time.
The glass is basically a shot. So
No, you pour more than a shot, buddy.
whatever. You're the one that's sneaky.
Sneaky with what?
A little light on the hand pours, but that's okay.
Little light on the hand, really. Really?
Oh, I have a question, Star Wars question.
Calling me out on my own show. Very interesting tactic there.
I have a Star Wars question for you, Jake.
What's
up? So you recently finished your Mandalorian season 1 rewatch, right?
I did.
Okay, let's say the Mandalorian season 1. Let's say that that whole season is just one big movie. If you had to rank that among the other Star Wars films right now, where would you place it?
Let me pull up my list real quick.
Hey, it's funny. Like,
that's an interesting question.
We all keep our Star Wars list handy.
And there's actually there's a topic I've been wanting to talk about with Star Wars for a while, and I was trying to find a good time to do it, but maybe I'll save it for a later date because it's a good conversation to have. But let's see. My rankings, where would it be? Oh goodness, this is tough.
And it's hard to compare, but just for the sake of the question, where would you place it if it was a movie?
If it was one giant movie and that story took place in one movie, oh man,
it's tough, huh?
I would probably place it in the 6th spot.
Okay, and what is that after and before?
So that'll be right after Revenge of the Sith, and right before The Rise of Skywalker. There's a good chance it would probably jump over Revenge of the Sith, which the next movie would then be Rogue One, and I don't see it above Rogue One at all. Okay. And so it would sit within that 5 to 7 range.
That's a good spot because I know you love Mandalorian season 1. I mean, we all do, but I understand like the Revenge of the Sith is so special to all of us and especially you. So I'm glad you're not ready to put it over that quite yet.
And it might change once the overall story of this series, or at least what's going on now, finishes. But that is definitely a very interesting conversation to have.
It is, yeah.
To bring up at some point. Cool.
Fair.
All right, gentlemen. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I know we've been talking about for a while having you guys on, and it was fun to do the little unboxing. I know that Brian didn't have what he wanted with his Temple Guard hilt, but next time
was still cool to share, though.
Yeah, the Ventress stuff is really cool, and I'm sure someone watching this might be like, "Oh my god, I didn't know they had a Ventress hilt," which is perfect. So, and then Jacob did the Return of the Jedi Endor Leia. I did Mandalorian from season 1. He's back there now in a very crowded bookshelf. But yeah, so Jacob, where can everyone find you online on social media and podcasts, all that type of stuff, man?
Yeah, well, of course, we're all on Apocalypse Now. That is our movie YouTube channel. Check that out there. But you can also check out my Power Rangers podcast, Off the Grid. You can search that up on YouTube as well. And I'm pretty much at my Twitter handle is at Jacob824.
At Jacob Bartley 824?
Yes, you're right. Jacob Bartley 824. Yeah, just at Jacob.
You also forgot First Round Fantasy, man.
Yes, I figured it wasn't related to Star Wars.
Dude, it's all the podcasts that you're a part of. Come on.
If you play fantasy football, check out First Round Fantasy and on YouTube, on Google Podcasts, on all type of podcast platforms, and all of my podcasts are helped by Jake Berlin to be for all the visuals produced by Jake Berlin.
Brian, what about you?
I am at B of Alcino on Twitter and Instagram, and you can find Jake and I at A Certain Point of View, the Schmodown podcast.
Yeah, if you are interested in movie trivia, check out the Movie Trivia Schmodown and check it out from a certain point of view, which would be awesome because you can learn the Schmodown from us. Yeah, you can find me at Qui-Gon Jake, Twitter and Instagram, 2 N's because someone took it before I did. Yes, Brian, I even say it here. Apocalypse movies for us 3 all together, as well as with a couple buddies every Tuesday and Thursday, doing all kinds of fun stuff like fantasy drafts and movie rankings and that type of stuff. So
not to mention Mandalorian coming back.
And yes, you are perfect.
Star Wars related.
Great job, Brian. Yes, a plug. The 3 of us are part of the Fandalorian Club. We do a Mandalorian review show. We air every Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific on Apocalypse Movies, where we break down the episode. You can check out our first episode now, which is a full-on recap and speculation video for season 2, heading into what we're going to be seeing for this upcoming season. And then we jump in on every Friday after we watch the episodes and break those episodes down. So check that out. Thank you, Brian, for that. Great plug. All right, guys. Well, thank you to everyone watching, checking this out for another episode of Whiskey Jedi. If this was a hit for you guys, we'll definitely be back for more unboxings for myself and these guys as well. And you'll definitely be seeing Jacob and Brian back on this channel.
Yeah, give them more of an excuse to buy hot toys.
Well,
Star Wars one too.
Yes, but you can find the show every week right here on the channel, also on podcast form. Check us all out on Twitter, social medias, and all our other shows. So again, thank you to everyone for watching. We'll see you guys next time, and may the Force be with you.